Hi, I'm Joe Geidel. It's November 6th, 2023. I'm here with John and Rebecca Flowers, who run Blue Feather Horse Sanctuary in Nevada. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Good. We're
How are
good.
you?
How are you?
Doing well. How's the temperature out there? Is it all right?
It's pretty cool today.
Oh, it's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
We were getting a little bit of snow in Reno.
Oh, really? Snow, all right. Oh, geez. I'm in New York, so
Yeah.
we're kind of like, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty early this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's South Lake Tahoe's getting it pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it might be a bad one, like El Nino.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those years.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask you guys, can you tell me a little bit about both of yourselves?
You can go first.
Well, I'm John.
It,
I'm a paraplegic. I was injured by a drunk driver about 26 years ago. Um, yeah, I drive race cars and help animals.
Nice.
yeah. Yeah. And I'm Becky, and I've been rescuing animals for most of my life. I worked as a veterinary assistant for a long, long time, and a private school equestrian department, and I got hurt really bad. It was a big life changing injury. And so we moved to Nevada and started rescuing horses.
Nice. So what got you guys both into this horse sanctuary, into this mission? I know both you guys just said that you've had injuries in your life. Has the has that influenced your views on injured animals and trying to rehabilitate them?
I think it has a little bit.
Okay.
Most of why I started was when I worked at the private school. I never really knew about kind of the stuff that went on in the background. And but what would happen is the horses would come through, they'd be used in the school for the lessons, and then they would disappear. And I never really thought too much of it. And then one day I was there when the trailer came, and I found out they were going to not a great place. And I was kind of upset and appalled by it and horrified that here these horses gave their whole lives to their owners and then donated to a school and then worked for the school teaching the kids. And then they went to a really tragic ending. And so I started buying them all for $1 to
Oh
make
wow.
sure they didn't go on the bad trailer. And then we moved up here and just started seeing a need for kind of quality of life, end of life kind of care. There's a lot of older horses that just end up at auctions or even released out into the desert. And we would rather see them cared for and loved, and someone be with them when it's their time to cross over.
Yeah. So starting a sanctuary is a significant financial decision to make. How have you guys,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
bring me through the process of how you started the sanctuary itself?
Um, well, it's always been probably about 98% our own income. And there's a lot of months we don't get any donations. There's some months we get, I don't know, there's one person that donates $5 every month. There's a couple of people that, as low as 30 cents, and then there's the angel every now and then, that donates, a few hundred. And so we try to keep our numbers to where we can sustain it on just our own income, but donations really, really help a lot.
We also started on our first anniversary, which was 12 years ago. We went to a auction, and that's where I won the horse Blue Feather, that namesake for the sanctuary, for for our anniversary gift. We don't do the typical go out to dinner, the
Yeah.
movie kind of thing. We go to auctions and other weird stuff.
Go find wild horses in the desert.
Yeah. So I won the horse. She didn't even know, and I handed her money
Yeah.
and to go pay for the
Yeah.
horse. That was beaten and defeated in the
Yeah.
auction ring, and we've had him now almost 12 years.
That's
So,
another reason we started was Blue. And
yeah.
when we went to the auction, they literally were whipping and beating him in the auction ring. And I had quit bidding because it's cash only with what cash I had in my hand. But unbeknownst to me, he was behind me, still bidding.
Oh,
So
that's
then we had
awesome.
to run all over town at 1 o'clock in the morning to find an ATM.
For another $40.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So there's obviously a lot of good experiences like you guys are talking about right now with,
Yeah.
with trying to
Yeah.
take the horses in and rehabilitate them and give them a good life. Obviously, there's a lot of good, a lot of bad, but what are some of the
Yeah.
highlights? What are some of the good stories that stick out to you of a situation that could have gone real bad, but you guys came in and turned it around?
I think Nizoni.
Yeah, Nizoni.
Yeah, she was a paint horse that I had got a picture, a message over Facebook Messenger asking if we could help this horse. She looked really, really horrible. She was maybe a body score of
Negative.
well, the first picture she was maybe a 2, and then I told the girl, "Yeah, we'll take her. Where is she? And we'll go pick her up." And she told me, "No, we'll bring her to you." I had known the couple a little bit. We didn't know where they lived though. And then there was no contact for 3 months. I kept messaging her and nothing. And then Thanksgiving morning, she messaged and said, "Hey, we're on our way with the horse." Okay. And so the trailer pulled in. This mare stepped off the trailer, was now, I would put her at a 0 if there was a 0 on body score now. But she stepped off the trailer and she took one look at the barn and strutted her stuff right into a stall. And even in the condition she was, and she placed herself in a stall. And that was that. She just had that spark to live. And we sat with her day and night, hand feeding her mash and hay and a lot of vitamins and minerals.
Cleaning her wounds she was used as a tripping horse.
Yep.
So her face was busted open, her legs were cut. It was pretty horrific.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on your birthday too. So
yeah.
Birthday and Thanksgiving the same day. So it was like, wow.
But she was with us for, I remember how many years.
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, but she was in her late 30s. And we honestly didn't think she would make the trailer ride to Nevada, but she did. And she made a complete 180 and just always loved life, always loved you.
Yeah.
Always right on his side.
Let me message this guy back.
Yeah.
So he doesn't keep calling.
But she was a real turning point for there's a huge need to help educate people, proper nutrition and care, and that they don't need to let it get to that point before they reach out.
Yeah, totally get that. Oh man, yeah, you should never let it go that far. That's wild, and it's great that you guys gave your horse and all the horses a fantastic life. But what are some of the biggest challenges you would say that you guys have had while operating the horse sanctuary?
People. People, actually. A lot of people don't understand quality of life, and when it's time to let go and help them cross over to Rainbow Bridge into greener pastures. And a lot of people actually get very, very upset when it's that time, and they take it out on us, and which on one hand, I guess I understand they want things to live forever and for us to always make it better. But they don't understand that it's the more responsible and humane decision to lay them to rest, at some point when quality of life is really starting to go downhill.
Well, also the people, they don't want to be the ones to do it themselves or bear the expense. So they find sanctuaries for them to go and then.
Which I would still rather be the person or the place to be there with the horse rather than someone who just doesn't even want to be there for their horse.
Right.
So
you're saying that a big challenge for you guys is the people and the reception, and also that end of life work. Can you tell me a little bit more about how the community plays a role in the work that you guys do, like volunteers?
Yeah, we really don't have any volunteers.
Okay.
Because we're almost 30 miles outside of town. We're extremely off grid, and most people don't want to drive out there. Or they're afraid to get lost or whatnot. And because we have no power, no nothing. We haul in our own water. That's why we're in the car now, so we have cell reception in town. and because otherwise there's nothing out there.
Yeah, it must be a unique situation running a horse sanctuary in the desert. How does so what are some challenges when it comes to that, like actually operating in the desert?
Water is a big challenge. We use a water truck to haul in our water, and it was recently down since April. And so we were using 300-gallon totes in our dually, making 1 and 2 trips a day. It's 50 miles round trip to haul water. And so we would spend our days doing that since April. And I think we got 4 or 5 either smushed or incorrect radiators for the water truck.
Yeah. And they're not cheap radiators.
Yeah.
Yeah. For an industrial truck, they're between $7,000 and $2,000, $700 and $2,000.
So we finally got that up and running, but it's still leaking. I still got more work to do on it.
And she rebuilt the whole front end on it. Yeah. So
twice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. No, and another big challenge is winter.
Yeah.
And our hay supply local is non-existent in winter. Everyone buys it up now. And so we have to stock up now and have the hay on our property. And otherwise we're having to drive like an hour and a half?
An hour and a half one way.
Yeah.
To get hay. Then the roads can be very treacherous coming up to our place. Yeah. We can be snowed in for a week.
Yeah.
We're 8 miles down a dirt road and 12 miles up a paved road that the county or the state does not maintain.
Yeah.
Unless the mining trucks decide to slide off the road or something. And then they go, oh, maybe we'll salt the road.
Yeah.
But so they don't plow our roads. We have to wait for it to get cleared by snow melt or whatever.
Yeah.
But so that, not having 4-wheel drive can really hinder a lot.
Yeah.
We're working on that again. Our last 4-wheel drive is now broke. Non-repairable.
Yeah.
So.
Can you tell me a little bit about how Aden Brook has helped with the hay supply?
Being able to get us really good quality hay at an amazing price and delivered right to us, and which is absolutely incredible, because anywhere else we've called to have hay delivered will not come up our road. But every driver that Aden Brook has hired, or I guess you broker out, I'm not sure how that works, but they've all been amazing and have all come all the way up.
Yep.
And the hay is an incredible quality.
That's
the first driver, he was awesome.
Ramen.
Yeah, Ramen. He's originally from India, and he just in love with the animals.
Yeah.
And he was sending pictures back to his family in India. And he goes, we do it so differently here. And we actually hand cut or their own feed and chop it for the animal right there. I was like, wow. And just learning the difference between our cultures was very neat to see on how they do things there compared to here. And he's like, we don't do this the same stuff. He's all, they can pretty much do what they want. And so and so he was very intrigued, and I'd refer it. He would love to come out again if we can ever get another trailer load from him. He liked it.
That's awesome. Are you guys originally from Nevada?
No, we're from Southern California.
Oh, okay. Wow. So how'd you guys end up in the desert there?
eBay.
Found
a plot of land on eBay and just jumped head first. And
it was a good price, and I did the Google map and saw it was flat, so we bought it just to have as an investment property. And then everything in California just kind of went downhill. We were only on 2 acres there, and so we just went, we've got this 40 acres, let's move to it. So we did.
And was the plan originally when you moved out to Nevada, was it the plan originally to start a horse sanctuary, or no, that came later on?
We had the sanctuary in Southern California.
It wasn't as big as it is now. It was only a few horses. So it was, but it was still a challenge just even transporting them up and getting ourselves up here at the same time, about 12-hour drive one way. So,
and we did it in a 2-horse trailer, 2x2, with all the horses, all the cows, all the sheep.
Well, we did have the one angel that helped.
Yeah, we did have one angel that hired it was 2 stock trailers.
Yeah, professional haulers.
Yeah.
So our property in California went from being able to house 99 animals to 9 overnight. And then they said they wanted to charge us a permit fee that was non-refundable, and buying the property was actually less than the permit fee. So so the property is paid free and clear rather than a permit and continuing to pay rent. So
have you run into any challenges in Nevada when it comes to the government and permitting, and when it comes to running your operation?
No, everyone that we run into really loves what we do. We help a lot of the different animal control agencies with smaller animals, and we're on their list for large animals. They just really haven't had a need for that yet. But I do get more and more calls for horses.
Gotcha. So you take in horses, but what are the other kinds of animals that you guys rehabilitate and bring in?
The goats, the sheep,
dogs, cats,
cows,
pigs,
rabbits.
Yeah.
We actually had someone surrendered a peacock.
Yep.
Wow.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Couple turkeys. Yeah. A llama.
Own the pigs.
Yeah, we got a llama. And
yep.
Yeah, that was an adventure in its own.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
The whole charging system. It was we rescued the llama. Usually llamas don't live more than 10 years old. This llama is about 12. So we rescued him on my birthday, which was January 13th of last year. And we got
a couple years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 years ago, and he's still happy and healthy at home. But our truck, the whole charging system broke at the gas station. We couldn't get the truck to start. We had to replace the alternator, the starter, everything at the gas pump. We were there for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
And it was amazing that the community came together, helped
and
us,
helped us fix
and
it.
got the truck fixed and took us to the parts stores
Yeah.
and got us their discounts at the parts stores and whatnot. And so we named him after the gas station. It was Skips, so we named him Skippy.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story. That's really cool.
Wouldn't fit the car. His neck was too long.
Oh, we have had a 500-pound heifer in this car.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
That was an adventure of a rescue too.
Yeah, we have pictures and video of it somewhere, but yeah. So yeah, we had a 500-pound heifer ran into the back seat. So
how do you guys go about transporting a heifer in the back seat of your car?
We actually he had us. He had originally told us he had a calf with a broken leg, so I expected 200-pound calf, no big deal. But he had us park against the loading chute at his ranch, and so we had the door open, propped a pipe corral on the other side, and he came running around a corner with a 500-pound heifer. And she just jumped right into the back seat.
And luckily she just laid down and enjoyed the 25-mile ride home. Yeah.
Wow,
so she was actually slated to go to the slaughterhouse, to the sale yard to be beef. And but she had a broken leg, so he contacted us to rescue her. And
but she's all healed up and doing great.
Yep.
So
wow. Do you guys typically think that do you think people rush to generally put down animals if they have injuries that are what I guess they would consider life-threatening, but in reality they're not as much? Do you think there's just because they perceive it as a problem and they don't really want to put money into it? Do you notice that that's an issue?
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of times, some little thing people kind of blow out of proportion. They don't. Well, especially here, horses are a big part of the ranching life. They're a tool. So if there's an injury that's going to take a while to heal, that animal is kind of perceived as not pulling its weight, in almost like an employee sort of. It's a tool that they can't use, so they would
like a broken wrench. You can't.
Yeah. So rather than let them rest or heal, they just either put them to sleep or call us. So
right. Or a lot of people see when their horse gets really skinny, they think, oh, it's just sick and it can't. Well, it may just need its teeth floated, and then it starts to put weight on again, or change its feed, or maybe it only needs a tooth pulled. So a lot of people, they would opt to call the vet and they do their thing. But we try to
find what's wrong, and if it's fixable, fix it.
Yep.
Sometimes they can have a great quality of life. They're just not usable for riding, like Mabel.
Right.
She's a great horse. She was a ranch horse, a friend of ours, and herded cattle all over the valley where we are. And but she came down with Cushing's, and it's just an expense that the rancher didn't want to have. So it was either put her down or call us. So I'm glad she called us, because she's a great horse.
She's great for walks. She can still be ridden, just not hard and chasing cattle through the mountains and through the desert.
And
like
she just
needs
a pill a day.
Yeah, a pill a day, and you just jump on and ride, and she's happy to go.
Do you think there needs to be a shift in thinking from animals as tools to animals as creatures?
I do, yeah. I do understand the using them as a tool, but they also have lives like we do. So I think that needs to come into play as well.
Yeah, they have lives, they have emotion,
Yeah.
They have feelings, unlike a lot of people think, oh, dogs and they don't have emotion. Well, they do. And we have a dog. Something happens to one of the critters out there, she will literally cry.
Yeah.
She literally cries when there's something wrong, and she will tell us, and she won't leave our side. And she's not with us now, but we had other appointments and stuff. But she's with us all the time, and that's our little munchy noodle. Um, but yeah, no, they like Nizoni. She was a very emotional horse.
Yeah.
Um, when she came to us on your birthday on Thanksgiving, she was like inseparable. Anywhere I went, she had to be there, and she would just rest her head on my back, my shoulder, or just constantly wanted affection, even though humans were abusing her. She still wanted.
She still saw the good in some people.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, now that is incredible. It's wild when you see the kinds of connections that we have, like humans and animals have with each other. Can you guys tell me about experiences that you've both had with an animal where it's just an amazing bond between yourself and the animal?
Um, I think Blue and I have a bond.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Blue is the blue feather that he won at the auction. If I'm say in the round pen, I have a round pen set with corrals right next to it, and if I'm working with the horse in the round pen and they like feather pistol,
Mm-hmm.
we get a lot of horses with emotional issues and a lot of I don't know, the only way I could put it is hate towards humans. And if one of those horses comes at me, Blue is right next to that round pen, and he will come over the top and grab a hold of that horse and keep them off of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And he has saved me more than 2 or 3 times.
That's great. John, what about you? Have you had a relationship with an animal where it's an exceptional bond?
Um, few of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Billy, we went to a BLM holding facility where there was hundreds and hundreds of wild Mustangs, and I just no one was coming near us. Everyone, all the animals, they were scared.
They were curious, but no one wanted to come in.
They just went through a horrible roundup, helicopter, whatnot, however people see it. So people in their eyes are kind of scary. So I just stuck a carrot through the fence, and I said, well, whoever comes and gets it is going home. And he walked right through about 50, 60 Mustangs, mm-hmm. and came and took the carrot. And well, he's been mm-hmm. at home now for 3 years.
And he does anything and everything for you.
Yeah, I can leave the lead rope. I can pretend to lock the lead rope on his halter. I can pretend to put a halter on him.
Yeah.
And nothing's on him, and he'll follow me around as if I do have him haltered. And so,
but me, he's like, yeah, whatever, lady.
And he only likes yellow, so yellow is his color. And I was like, okay, so as long as I have something yellow in my hand, it's his halter and lead rope, and he just follows me wherever. So I don't even really need that, but he's pretty amazing. In Dottie, she's a great service dog. That's kind of what I used to do before Becky and I met. Was I would help train service dogs, had service dogs and stuff. So that helps with training too. So yeah, we had that kind of adventure with being in a wheelchair. They helps a lot to sometimes have a little companion to help get you around here and there. And she was pretty. She still is. She's at home. She's
just really old now.
Yeah, she's really old. She's retired, so she's a border collie. But yeah, she just loves being free and being able to do what she wants now.
Yeah,
it's really cool how animals, just like us, have their own personalities. They have their own things that make them unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the future for Blue Feather Horse Sanctuary? How how are things going to go beyond here?
Um, what we'd really like to do is actually, I've been filling out the paperwork to open a feed store because there is no feed store within almost 100 miles of us. And we would really like to offer hay from Aden Brook and a couple different brands of pelleted feed. And that way it helps us and it helps the community and helps offer something better alternative for all the animals and the people in our community. And we also want to use the rescued horses in equine therapy. And we have a follower of ours. We didn't know last year they had donated a racing seat to my husband for the race car. And they didn't tell me that while they were doing that, they had just lost their 13-year-old to suicide. And I just found that out this month.
Well, yeah,
this is
middle of October. Yeah.
This is the month that happened last year. And it's also a really bad month for me. I lost my brother, my grandfather, and two personal horses. So November's a really,
and an uncle.
November's really a hard month for me. And but because of that follower, it really kind of pushed us to want to do the equine therapy for at-risk youth and veterans, first responders, really anyone who can benefit. And I really think using the rescued horses who have been there themselves are a lot more receptive when it comes to emotions. And we'd really like to put both of those plans into motion and really help a lot of people and animals.
That's fantastic. I think what you guys do is incredible and exceptional. It's really admirable, and I'm really happy that Aden Brook can help out in the way that we can help out. And I really wish both of you guys, John, Rebecca, I wish you both the best of luck. And I appreciate the time that you guys spent here today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, it was not easy. It's there's a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs and woes, and you know, it's So
and a lot of just I've got to walk away for a minute.
yeah. So but no, we continue doing it no matter how rough it gets. It just you got to keep climbing the mountain just to get to the other side.
Keep on keeping on, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That's for sure.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.